Hey, welcome back everyone. We've got more Age of Empires for you here. Might look like I'm playing as the opposite dynasty, well, with my town center looking like this and the berry bushes getting their little bonus food added to them, but we're actually playing as the Delhi Sultanate. Wanted to mix things up here and try out some other civilizations and give you guys some different content. And I'm here on the map Lipany. Lots of cliffs, you can see that. Lots of berries. And lots of stealth forests. Easy to lose your opponent in the thick woods. And I'm up against my opponent Dandino, who's playing as the French. I haven't played a lot of Delhi before, at least on this YouTube channel. So let's talk a little bit about what makes them unique, what are some advantages that they have. One thing is the berry bush bonus. You get a little bit more food added to berry bushes. We can produce elephants. Those are our unique units, so we can make tower elephants and war elephants. Our infantry can build walls, so for most civilizations only villagers can build walls, but we can actually build them with our infantry, so like archers, spearmen, man-at-arms, things like that. And we also have this really unique research mechanic, so all of this technology, anything that we have to research, it's all free. It doesn't cost us anything. There's no gold, no food, no wood associated with the cost of technology. But it all researches very slowly. We can improve the speed of our research by producing scholars. That's our religious unit. And if we garrison those religious units inside of mosques, our religious building, then our research speeds will be improved. So it's important to produce scholars. I'll be doing that from this Dome of the Faith. That's the first landmark I'm going to produce. Here I can make scholars at 50% the cost. So I'm making cheap scholars. We're going to rally them into the mosque over here. And we will improve all of our research speeds, which is good because you can see I've queued up pretty much all these different researches. We went for an early barracks because we really want to prevent our French opponent from getting out on the map with his knights. But we really need to upgrade to hardened to really defend against those knights. There's also a lot of unique technologies in our religious building, the mosque. I've just researched efficient production. I can actually put scholars in my military structures, and that will have them produce units faster. So that's pretty cool. We can increase our military production with scholars. We can also research sanctity, which allows us to capture sacred sites earlier. So we can actually capture sacred sites in the Second Age, unlike all the other civilizations which have to capture them in the Third Age. And when we capture sacred sites, we get additional gold. And you can see my opponent is actually aware of this. He knows that there is a sacred site up here to the north, and I was actually planning on walling off this section. I had this spearman up here building walls. I was trying to secure this sacred site. There's two more to the south end of the map, sort of the southwestern side, but it felt a little too open, a little difficult to defend, so I decided to first explore this sacred site up here. But it didn't look like I was having much success up there, so I'm going to pivot down south. So I've got my scholar heading over, and when sanctity finishes in about 40 seconds, we can start capturing the sacred sites down here. I also feel like a lot of Delhi players don't go for a second town center soon enough, so I actually have two villagers mining stone right now. Figure I can get a quick second town center, and look, I park my scholar on the sacred site, but my opponent has already built an outpost here. So my French opponent is really aware that I'm trying to get these sacred sites. And I have my army here, and now I'm kind of pivoting back to the north, but his knight slips through the stealth forest here, finds my scholar. We try to respond, but then he just runs. We can't chase. It was an unfortunate loss there. Sending everyone back up to the north, thinking, okay, fine. We'll still go for the north one. At least he doesn't have outposts up here. But look, he's just rallying more units up here. I really need horsemen to deal with all these archers. But look at that. He is just ready. So now I'm kind of pulling back, trying to rethink my strategy here. Like, what can I do? Ultimately, I decide I don't think I can get any of these sacred sites, but I can get some gains on the back end of this. First off, I can keep producing scholars and putting them in my military structures, so I can produce units as quickly as I can. And I've also decided I'll get a little greedy. If he's going to spend resources to defend these sacred sites and park units over here, he's probably going to put an outpost down here as well. I'll just make units and guard different resource collection spots. So I've got a small group of units here guarding these berries. Looks like I'm sending some villagers up north to take care of these deer. And we are up to our 300 stones. We're going to get our second town center down. So it's unfortunate that we have lost the sacred site game. We really wanted to get those sacred sites early, and our opponent prevented us. So we're going to see what we can do with our 2 town centers. Maybe this is good enough. Maybe getting these 2 town centers up will be enough of a advantage. The problem is I need to know what my opponent is doing. Is he going to continue this aggression with all of his knights and archers? We're trading arrow fire here. Spearmen get cut down, and now he's coming forward with these royal knights. Look how many he's got. Looks like 6 right now? 7? Oof. We're gonna lose another scholar. Ah, painful. My scout on the back end is just seeing a lot of houses, which is a little worrisome. That means he's likely building up a large army. You only need this many houses if you're really pushing your military. And here comes a blacksmith. Now the French will often build a blacksmith just so that they get this free melee attack technology. But I think my opponent is getting this so that he can start building rams and attacking me. Here come his knights again. I'm pretty quick on the draw, but I lose a villager there. We're engaging. Looks like we lose another villager. Unfortunate, but he is losing some archers on the side here. My town center is correctly firing on his archers. That's definitely the target we want. So we're actually getting a few, we're getting a few archer kills. That's pretty good. So you can see he's really threatening the front of my base. But behind all of this, we've focused on getting food and gold. And actually, we have enough gold now. We could probably pull these units off of this gold mine because they just seem to be exposed. I'd rather put these 3 villagers somewhere safer, like maybe this gold mine. And I'd like to see a wall go up here. I kind of like this wall back here, but I really want to prevent my opponent from just running right into all of these villagers gathering food, because I need that food. Oh, we tried to put a forward outpost down, but we lose it, and it looks like we lost another villager. That's 3 villagers down right there. But that's okay. It's alright if we lose a little bit, as long as we can keep producing from our town centers. But unfortunately, it looks like I've stopped producing villagers, or oh, I really just have this one producing right now. Definitely need to queue up more villagers. My opponent is just gonna run ahead with the game if he can continue to produce villagers, because the French actually produce villagers faster. I send a forward scout, or just a suicide spearman, just to see what his army's up to. It's a bunch of knights, a bunch of archers, and a ram. We're not too shocked by this. Here's the plan. He's going to come in with his ram. We're going to bring a bunch of these villagers that are honestly already idle here. We're going to retreat some of them into the... okay, yeah, we're going to use them to burn down the battering ram. If his units come forward, we'll retreat them into the town center. There we go. It's bad when the town center is shooting at knights or the battering ram. So I'm going to pop out my villagers, and we're going to burn it. And I smartly rally to the front of the town center, so all the villagers will pop out the front side and then start burning the town center. So yeah, the arrows are shooting at the wrong targets, but our spearmen are connecting really well here. And we're starting to produce castle age units. You'll notice I'll probably pop my villagers out again in a moment here, in case I want... Oh no, he's retreating with the battering ram, so we're not too worried. You can see we actually held really well. Look how many knights he lost. There are a lot of royal knight bodies right here. We're extending a little too far, but I mean, we are having spearmen connect with his knights. He should really be pulling these knights back, although looks like he's charging forward to take care of my archers. But if just a few spearmen join in the battle, yeah. Now the town center is firing on archers, so that's good. That's what we want. Now it looks like he's trying to go after an easier target. The town center we actually healed up with our villagers. And now we're getting a lot of kills because his units are moving with the battering ram. So they were all moving really slowly. And just this one horseman, oh, two horsemen, are going to be great at chasing down these archers. They're so effective chasing. And this man-at-arms is great. He'll tank up a lot of damage. I should probably keep my archers forward. Not sure why I pulled them back here. We're trading well with his archers. I think he has to back off, especially now that we're starting to make more and more castle age units. Whew. All that Abbasid practice really paid off. I was able to defend against another ram rush. I would say one problem is that I didn't continuously produce villagers. I think I definitely need to queue up some more right now. And I need to get this farming economy going or find a new food source, because we've pretty much just got these deer. The berries are gone, the sheep are gone. It's pretty much just these farms and these deer. That's okay. We actually just had professional scouts finish, so if we wanted to make some scouts, we could come forward, pull these deer back to our base. And now my opponent reaches the castle age. He sends his ram forward, which was a little weird, and he also sent his archers. I'm wondering where his big mass of knights is. Okay, here they come. Don't want to engage there. And we need to continuously make spearmen. Great that I'm mixing in some man-at-arms, but it's all about the hardened spearmen. And we need to upgrade the hardened spearmen as well. We're pulling back because I just don't want to deal with his archers. I mean, they're tickling these man-at-arms at this point. They're dealing 1 damage a shot. This is good. Town center is getting free shots on these archers. I think he's just throwing away his units here. This is not the move. There we go. For our third landmark, we went with the House of Learning. This has a bunch of unique technologies for the Delhi. One of them increases the amount of supply, or the population that our houses provide. And the next one we're getting will increase our man-at-arms and lancers damage by 3. It's a pretty good upgrade. We're still struggling on the food front, but it looks like we have built up more farms, so that's good. I would say possibly a better move would be putting an outpost down here and then securing this spot, because we've got a deer hunt and berries right here. This is a really juicy spot. This screen has just all sorts of resources in it, so I'd love to see me secure this area. But it looks like, since this outpost is just sitting here, I'm going to try to capture this sacred site. It's just worth it. If my scholar captures it, even for just a few moments, it'll be very valuable. Though really this scholar should be grabbing this relic here. It is the 3rd age, and I have the ability to pick up relics now. Okay, looks like he's sending knights. I just scouted those, but I decided to send knights over to his wood line. Looks like we're getting 2 villagers, maybe 3 here. Nice. 3 quick villager kills. And now we're gonna pivot somewhere else. And he's still got a big archer army just sitting outside my base. I should probably send my units out to engage. He sent his royal knights elsewhere. I don't want to lose these knights, and I really want to keep them for harassment, so I'm going to send them the long way around. I think I'm just going to send them to very remote parts of the map. And I'm sending more units down here just to scout out and look for more places where he might be gathering resources. I want to have him keep his army constantly mobile rather than sitting outside my base, because then I won't be able to do anything. I won't be able to move out on the map and get things done. And particularly get these valuable food resources. In fact, you can see I'm going to make a play here, wall this off, put down an outpost, and then I'll secure these berries, this stone, and this gold. So I've sent a few units back this way. I want to see if maybe he's gathering from these 2 gold spots. And yeah, there's some villagers right there. Good. Man-at-Arms is going to go... Oh, these 2 man-at-arms. Oh, and we just got our honed blades, so they're dealing more damage. He's got a lot of villagers here. I think he's going to have to retreat. Yep. He's actually sending them into a 2nd town center, so this confirms it. He's on 2 town centers. But these man-at-arms aren't too worried about the arrow fire coming from that town center. So as long as these man-at-arms are around here, they're just going to discourage these villagers from farming, or from mining. And now we're spotting a lot of things on the map that we're eventually going to destroy. We've spotted outpost here, outpost here. Looks like he was gathering berries up here. And it looks like he's actually already gathered from these deer hunts that were here earlier. We're going to put down a battering ram, anything to prevent him from coming forward to my main base. Now we're getting our tower elephants. I decided to go with tower elephants because I figured they're pretty tanky. They can tank a lot of damage from the royal knights, and his crossbows, the arbaletriers, aren't very effective versus tower elephants. The arbaletriers are really meant to take out my man-at-arms. So I'm thinking, let's make mostly tower elephants and spearmen. My knights are working his villagers down here, and we've actually built a battering ram over here, and we're trying to take out some of his houses. Looks like out front, we've chased off his battering ram. This is a lot of villager kills. And the moment he retreats, I'm just going to pull my knights away to hopefully hide them briefly. I really wish I was playing the relic game right now. We've got a lot of scholars just hanging out at home, and I could really be sending them out on the map, grabbing up relics. Not saying I need to capture these sacred sites, but I would like to see me grab some of these safer relic spots. This one's pretty easy to grab. This one in the center is a little risky, but we might be able to grab it. We're finally getting our improved spearmen. Love this upgrade to veteran. Took a long time to complete it, but it's almost done. And look, more farms. Love it. This is when I'd really like to see me push forward and secure this area of the map. And of course, grab relics. And it looks like he's long distance gathering berries over here, so this would be a great spot to harass. Yeah, I think both of these would be good. Instead, I've got some knights just burning down outposts. Not a bad idea. They're pretty good at it. Oh, but here, look at how many royal knights he's got. The fact that he sent all of them is a bad idea, because just in that brief window where I get to see his units, now I know exactly what I need. So hopefully in response to that, I queue up a ton of spearmen. Looks like I'm coming forward. Oh, okay, he's not long distance mining, just that one villager was. Yeah, he has to retreat his villagers. And it looks like we might be able to clear all this out. That outpost was providing a lot of vision for him. I'm sending a group of units to take out this outpost, but it looks like it has a spring alt emplacement, so that's very dangerous. Instead, we'll just build a battering ram over here, and we'll send the battering ram in later. Here we go. We're securing this set of resources. I wanted to see this earlier, but that's okay. Looks like we're going to put a keep down here. Love this. It's so central. It's in the stealth forest. It'll be very difficult for my opponent to deal with. Awesome. Okay. We're looking pretty good. We're burning down a lot of structures on the map, but I am worried about his army mass. The French only need a little bit of space on the map, and I've already given him basically half of the map. I still don't have any sacred sites. My economy is looking good, but I need to keep an eye on what his army composition is. If it continues to be Royal Knights and Arbalétriers, then we need to continue down our path of Tower Elephants and Spearmen. So we're just going to keep poking him, looking for when we get a vision of his huge army, and there it is. That is so many Knights and Arbalétriers and Archers. Would love to see Spearmen, Tower Elephants, and some mangonels. Some mangonels would be great to take out this large ball of archers. Looks like he wanted to go after this palisade gate. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I honestly think he should break through here. You can see I'm still sending small groups around the map. And again, I'd love to see myself grab up these relics. Hopefully I send out some scholars. Okay, good. The battering ram's taking out this tower. Are we seeing any villagers over here? We are. I'd like to see myself send a knight over there. Alright, looks like this is our first engagement with his army. There's so many Royal Knights, but he's not paying attention, so we're getting a lot of free hits in at the start of the fight. And now here they come. Tower Elephants they should be targeting down the crossbowmen and the archers. And hopefully I have enough spearmen to deal with his Royal Knights. The thing is, these Royal Knights are so tanky and they deal so much damage, and here come reinforcements charging in. It looks like he just has too many Knights. I didn't have enough spearmen to deal with them all. And the problem is, all these Knights are going to heal back up because of that chivalry research that the French get. Basically, out of combat, their Knights heal back up. And he actually put a keep down here to guard the sacred site and some of these valuable resources. So my idea of putting a forward keep up here is not going to work. I need to cancel this and retreat my villagers. Fortunately, all they have to do is make it through this palisade gate, and they'll at least be somewhat safe. Run, villagers, run! Nice. We are capturing this sacred site. Happy to see that. Remember, they give us bonus gold income. It looks like we're grabbing more gold off the map. Good to take these forward resource positions. That way, when things get really bad and we get pushed back, we can always rely on some stuff that's been left behind in our base. And it looks like we are finally getting relics. It's taken a while, but we are grabbing them. I think I remembered the religious game, and now I'm snatching relics off the map. Looks like we already grabbed this one. And I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. Yep, tossing it in. Opponent, however, is grabbing up sacred sites as well. Here I'm going to use my battering ram to knock down his mill, and nice. I've got a lancer coming in. These villagers are done. They can burn down the battering ram if he... Oh, yep, he was considering it for a second, and now they're just having to run. I've re-upped my army and I've made it to the 4th age. So now that I'm in the Imperial Age, I'm getting all sorts of other technologies, and I'm still seeing his army. It's still just lots of Royal Knights, but I've produced a ton of Spearmen again. And I even have a War Elephant here. It dies fairly quickly to his Arbaletriers. You can see if the crossbowmen are shooting at the War Elephant, that's really painful. Oof. Though we are doing really well against his Royal Knights. You can see he just did not have enough to deal with all of my Spearmen. And now the War Elephant is actually going to attack his archers. I'm sure the Arbaletriers will take it out, but we're finally winning this battle. Meanwhile, over here, I've decided to send some units to just do some light economic damage. We just want to start burning down some of his structures. Here he comes with more knights to clean this up. But I am in the Imperial Age, so now I'm focused on what are some Imperial technologies I can get, and what are some siege units that I can mix in. Definitely want some bombards and some mangonels. We went with the Hussar Academy as our final landmark. It provides food based on the number of technologies researched. I figured I had a decent amount and it'd be nice to get a lot of food income. You can see I'm really strong in terms of food. The food income is insane. I'm probably going to start pulling villagers off of farms or wherever I'm gathering food and just put them on gold or wood, because we do not need food right now. We have so much. And I feel like we're really doing economic damage to my opponent. We've just been harassing him left and right. And we get village fortresses. That's a really important technology, because now I can produce villagers from my keeps. So even if I lose a lot of villagers, I'm effectively on 1 town center, 2 town center, 3 town centers because of my keep. We're neutralizing the sacred sites that he had previously. Lose a battering ram there, fair enough. Speed things up here because I think we're both just kind of remaking our armies, and I'm preparing to bring out the big guns. Should start to see some bombards roll out. Really want to get scholars in these siege workshops. Looks like I have. I'm actually rallying scholars over here where I've got all this military production and just tossing them in. I can produce an army of spearmen so quickly. Yeah, I mean, I can re-up so fast. And that's exactly what I want, because all I've seen him make are these Royal Knights. If he makes a transition to man-at-arms and archers, I think I'd have a real problem. But so far I haven't seen anything different from him. Sending in armies. We're duking it out here. He's starting to build the Red Palace to take him up to the Imperial Age. I love my unit composition here. Look at all these crossbowmen in the back. We're gonna shred his Royal Knights. Look at that, they just disappear. And now we can take on his crossbowmen. Yeah, I'm gonna lose my man-at-arms, but these spearmen are doing good work, and this tower elephant is also very effective. But with the Red Palace finishing, we have to get out, because look at how much damage the Red Palace does. It just melts units. And watch this elephant, 270 health, gone. That's 270 damage in the blink of an eye. We do find some villagers down here. It looks like we got a few of them before he retreated them into his town center. And now I'm just sending my spearmen elsewhere. And down here, we're beginning to take out his keep. We put a high ground keep up here. Really love the position here. This is awesome. Would have loved it either here or here, but I really like this. It kind of defends this sacred site, and it really defends this little gap here that me and my opponent have been using to get across the map. And there goes the keep. Now we can clear out more of these sacred sites. Still doing little bits of harassment around the map. And I've got these hand cannoneers out. We've got all of our tier 4 or tier 3 technologies finishing. Siege elephants, elite archers, all of our economic upgrades. Really looking good. We're even building markets in the upper corner in case we need to, in case we run out of gold and we need to start doing caravan trading with this neutral market. Here he comes with more forces. He's got the right composition here. Notice he's switched to crossbowmen and spearmen. That's good. But the fact that he went spearmen instead of man-at-arms makes me think he's starting to run out of resources. Hey, sorry about that. Just some very excited dogs over here. As you can see, we are doing a lot of economic damage here, and we've reached the front of my opponent's base. We've begun using a trebuchet to tear down that red palace, which shredded our units earlier. And we've also begun to capture sacred sites on the map. I do like the unit composition my opponent's going, but it just feels too little too late. Smart to send these royal knights against my crossbowmen when I don't have any siege or any spearmen defending them, but it's looking too late for my opponent. Overall, really enjoyed the game. I think my opponent played pretty well against the Delhi. He prevented me from taking the sacred sites early on in the game, but his ram attack was not really effective. I don't think he committed enough to it, or maybe I just have more practice dealing with these battering ram attacks, because when I saw the attack, I felt like I could handle it pretty well. I was ducking my villagers in and out of my town center, and it just felt like all my practice was really paying off. Anyway, hope you liked seeing the Delhi in action. I loved seeing these elephants stomp around the map, and I hope you'll make it for the next game. Catch you next time.